Costa Rica's travel costs and weather. Hey guys, this is Ozzy from Wanderlust Syndrome, where the voyage is contagious. Today I am going to talk about two topics: the cost of traveling to Costa Rica and the weather. The first thing we're going to talk about is the cost of traveling to Costa Rica. I have researched through other travelers who's been there. I found out that the cost of traveling there is very expensive. In fact, Costa Rica is one of the most expensive places to live in Central America. And when you travel, like I'm doing in November, you have to keep in mind of how much you're going to pay. Obviously, it's not going to be cheap. There's stuff that I'm going to want to do, but I know it's going to cost an arm and a leg, such as going out to eat, doing activities, see special sights. Nature is not cheap out there. Because they're so focused on trying to keep environment down in Costa Rica, everything tends to be expensive. So I'm going to have to research and make sure that I can keep the cost as down as possible. It might be a challenge, but it is something I am looking forward to do, because I don't want to spend or go over budget for what I have in mind for when I take myself and my family. They say that many of the attractions are very expensive, such as some of the waterfalls. So you might have to pay $14 US per person just to see a waterfall you might not like, or you think that it's only worth checking out for 5 minutes. But that's just the cost. That's just the way of life. Also, I learned that you have to pay attention to the bills you pay, because usually they add the extra tip, you might say, when you go to a restaurant, for instance. So you have to pay attention to that. But all in all, I expect Costa Rica to be a bit pricey, and I'm just got to do my best to plan around that when I go out there. The second thing we're going to talk about is the weather, because I think that plays a major role in when a person should go. For me, the reason I picked November was because it's during the off season. I love traveling during the off season because I feel like there's less people who are there, and I can see more stuff when I don't have to compete with so many people. So I picked November to do so. As I said in my last video, 1.7 million visitors go to Costa Rica every year. Most of those people are from the United States and Canada, so it makes better sense to visit this time of the year. If you don't know, Costa Rica has two seasons. From about December to early April is the dry season. That's when everybody from the United States and Canada and other places come down, because it's obviously dry, there's not that much rain, and you just, you can see more because there's not too much fog and stuff to keep you in. But from April to about early December is the rainy season. There's a lot of rain, there's a lot of fog, so it's going to be very difficult to see stuff such as volcanoes, maybe the jungles. Maybe some of the animals that you was hoping to see are not out because it's just too wet and they gotta find cover somewhere. With that said, November for me worked for me because it's around Thanksgiving. I'm going around Thanksgiving with my family, so I get to take some time off. On top of that, I get to go during the off season when I don't have to compete with so many people, which means costs are going to be much cheaper, even though visiting the country is very expensive. I feel like I'm going to get more for my money if I go during the November season. I'm planning to do another video, a longer video on why you should go in November, so stay tuned for that. That will be after I complete the trip. I'll probably do a video right after that on it to discuss more on that, but I just want to do a short video on it and just discuss the cost and the weather and why I choose to see Costa Rica in November. So You know, I'm ready to go. It's getting close. It's getting crunch time. I have to finish planning this trip because this is not gonna be an easy trip to plan, as I've done many trips before. But you know, I'm just ready to go to Costa Rica and see a new country I've never been. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it hard.